University students spend a huge amount of time dealing with extended discourse, with long-form texts. So something of greater length, like a TED Talk, is a perfect kind of meaty, you could say, meaty chunk of material for people who are at university to deal with. The other thing that's crucial at university is that you're dealing with ideas, and it's all about intellectual development and intellectual engagement. And the TED Talks and all of the materials that we've built up around those definitely provide that. One great thing about the TED Talks in particular is that they bring ideas and, you could say, information from outside of the educational context and bring it into the educational context. So they're generally non-academic, real-world, applied, and feeding that into the academic context for a university student is great. That's what academics are. People who are pursuing an academic course of study are learning to engage with the world on an intellectual level, and so we're giving them plenty of raw material for that. We also work on, as Paul has mentioned before, critical thinking skills, presentation skills. Those are both crucial. In fact, there's a presentation skills syllabus right through the keynote series, and so that definitely feeds into something that university learners need to do.
Yeah. Yes, the critical thinking syllabus also asks them to take these extended pieces of discourse and analyse them in a way that university students are often asked to do, not to just look at something and accept it at face value, but to look behind it and to see perhaps what the author's motives were, to see whether the arguments are well supported by empirical evidence and that sort of thing. So I think those are very useful academic skills. It's also the case probably that, I think I can say this without too much fear of contradiction, that the kind of text that university students generally come across tend to be by their nature quite dry. These are anything but dry. The ideas are sort of refreshing and interesting and quite exciting often. So they've got a real emotional engagement which perhaps they may not always have with some of the kind of text they're used to coming across.